Just setting up the kit for today's game. Due to start in 5 minutes. So just checking all the wires are plugged in properly and you can be treated to a local derby in the Hospital Cup. Just a few technical difficulties there. Hope you're back on for the live stream. See, on the signal, nothing to do with what's in the tower. And we're off. Local derby. And straight away, Cardi puts the Colby side under pressure. He's brought to the floor. And it's a free kick to the town. What an absolutely gorgeous day for it. Weather conditions are perfect. The season has been a little bit stormy, unpredictable, treacherous. And just out for a goal kick in this opening salvo. So Jim Gale in goal, the regular keeper. Jay Gandy is attending a local wedding. A joyous occasion in which he'll be sat close by to one of our strikers, Gell, who's going to be missing for today's game. Jordan Edge. Looking in good form. Castletown not going to have an easy ride today, we know that. Whenever do they have an easy ride? I think the last few months of this season, nothing has been easy. It's been made doubly difficult. Eddie, just watching the ball. Sail out play. Aidan Hawker with possibly a comedy throw there. It didn't go out of play, so he's He's allowed to take it again. Just mindful that there's a few technical issues at the moment. My drop rate is showing 33%, so I might have to do a bit of a restart at some point, so just bear with me. That's to do with a signal to the aerial in the ground, so not quite sure why that is the case, but Matty Lane, busy in defence there. Good ball from Edge. Going to be looking at Edge today. And Castletown on the defending. And Paul Kamada, a keeper of 51 years old, protecting the net. So Radcliffe there, just maybe almost getting caught out. Hinks comes to the rescue. Edge looking confident over the ball. Matty Lane just sending it up, and Sigley, a rather hopeful run, but isn't going to achieve very much. So Sigley is becoming our Michael Carroll. Was that him? Andy Carroll? No, Michael Carroll won the lottery, didn't he? He was a bit of a reprobate, wasn't he? Digger racetrack in the back garden, that was him. 6 million quid. About 15 years ago, it's probably all gone now. Had a good time on it though. No, Andy Carroll is who I'm thinking about. I think, is he playing for something like Reading? QPR? 30 million quid's worth of Liverpool spend back in the day, I think. So yeah, Hospital Cup keeps the season going. If Castletown can make the way through, and safe hands of Kamada, and great to see and hear Greg Radcliffe just calling it out. This communication issue that has dogged us this season. One of the issues. Edson freeing up Sigley, who's just going to have a little poke at the goal. Good thinking, I like that. Headed down by Fast Eddie. Oh, Sigley's intercepted there, but not quite falling his way. That Kevin Knifton, number 14. Bit of seniority in the Colby side. So some sloppiness from Colby, but rescued there by Aidan Hawker. Edson finding Matty Lane. Matty Lane rising above. We've got Chaddy there, putting the pressure on, but Hawker looking quite effective actually. And the ball rolls out of play. I'm just going to check what our signal is like, see if you're getting everything loud and clear. And bit of danger for Castletown. So far Colby are impressing. Visitors are posing a bit of a threat under the management of Aaron Collis, the previously Castletown, what can I say, part of the furniture really, but had an opportunity to go into first team management, and it's got to be said, has made an impact on the Colby side, which was almost defunct only a few years ago. So it adds a bit of colour and spice. Almost like a rock star type profile, but good to bring to the green fields of Colby on that magnificent stadium stroke ground community facility. My gosh, that's an airplane I can hear in the background. Bit of fog causing a bit of havoc on your airport schedule this afternoon. Flight to Spain delayed. That would do your head in. And Kamada bossing that back four. Bit of a choral union with Greg Radcliffe, which is what we want to hear. Communication has been a point of breakdown for the Castletown side in this latter half of the season. I was having a chat to one of our regular spectators, and a bit of disappointment, I think. Some key games to pick out, but for me it was away at Kirkmichael. That was the game that the first 11 needs to reflect on and just look back and measure what happened there. So Charlie Sigley up front, looking for space, opportunities. It'd be great if he can just get some goals really on the account. Such great presence. So Colby took out Braddon in the previous round. Not quite sure what the story was behind that result, but remember Braddon had give Castletown a dusting on 2 occasions. One of them was 5-0. I can't remember the other result, but really tore a lot out of our hopes and dreams for this season. Certainly what you'd call a Bowie team, but Colby, who haven't proven to be a huge threat in time gone by, mastered whatever Braddon could throw at them, and have got an away game at Castletown, and similarly they'll be looking to get a result to extend that season and try and bring some joy to this end of the island on the lower league front. St Mary's have gone through as the champions and were part of that story at the NSC where Castletown 2-1 up with only minutes to go and came away trophyless, as Mary's piled in with that dramatic finish. And then the following week we're at St Mary's in our league match, and that has got to be one of the most forgettable games of the season so far. Some making up to do. Chaddy, quick mover, ball just called out of play. Do like Chaddy, the master of the super long throw-in. Just catching up with the pitch quality. I don't want to restart the broadcast. I'll do that at half time. Just seems a little bit jumpy, so apologies if you're just not quite getting the live stream slickness that you're used to at this great location. Castletown Football Ground with the 4G mast only yards away. Thank you to Hartford Homes for building the tower of powerful broadcasting. So 0-0. I forgot I've got the scoreboard, haven't I? Let's just get the scoreboard. Oh, scoreboard has reset itself. That's annoying. I'll try and introduce that again. It takes ages to set the scoreboard up, and I had to just fiddle about with the gadgetry, the encoder, and then the scoreboard disappeared. So moderately annoying. Colby on the attack, dispossessed by Danny Lane, and Cardi not quite. Oh, hang on, he's managed to get a corner there, hasn't he? That was clever, good effort. Bit of mist rolling in again. I see something rolling across the goal line. Not just yet. Chaddy is probably going to get a throw out of that for Town, maybe. He can deploy the wonder throw. Here he goes. So he could be looking at Danny here. Look at this. Bang! There it is. Almost like Olympic distance. So Jim Gale almost converting the full length of the pitch. Good style and good kick on the fella. Been around for some time, but not as long as the fantastic and ever youthful Paul Kamada, delivering experience at the back of the field. Radcliffe, left-footed, not quite finding Charlie. Oh, Charlie not quite finding the ball. Mikey Thompson putting the ball into safety. So peculiar weather this. I was up in Ramsey this morning. Brilliant sunshine. Seems to be the theme for the last month or so. Lots of airport mix-ups and mess-ups. So the game slows down. Good turnout from the Colby Massive there on the other side of the ground. Coming down to watch. Just poke my head round. Not a great deal going on in the Castletown grandstand. I think everyone's made their way out to the touchline. So, oh, Sigley there, forcing it down, chasing the ball. Is he going to? Oh, lovely crafted ball over for Eddie, who's under pressure on the edge of the area, setting up Thompson. Thompson almost gets the ref in the way, and Sigley having a taste for goal. That was great play from Charlie. Strong, forced the ball down and almost created our first chance. Serious chance of the game. I'll try and get that scoreboard fixed for you. So we're only about 20 minutes in. Bit of drizzle around. Cardi moving quick. Shearer not quite connecting. Edge on the ball, just side footing it. Ollie Edge, former Castletown player. Nicely floated across. Seb Spears I've got on the team sheet. Hawker is going to be taking the throw. Just on this side. Seems quite a competent player is Hawker. See a bit of stability there, but not quite there with Ollie Edge. And Edson finding the ball. Clumsy challenge, and Edson goes for goal and just rises a little bit too high. So Edson, as ever, hungry for a goal. Castletown 0-0. Let's try and get this scoreboard fixed whilst we're broadcasting at the same time. That is going to be a challenge. Maybe not. Try it later. Aidan Hawker is at number 5. Tom Walton, Kevin Knifeton, Martin Vingus Brown, David Thomas, Jordan Edge, Sam Wooland, Ollie Edge, Seb Spears and Carl Hickey are bringing you the Colby offensive. Radcliffe, Thompson, Matty Lane. That's a good ball. Who's Eddie? Oh, it's not quite matching up there, Matty Lane. Matty Lane perhaps could have squeezed it out to Ollie Shearer, who's not had a huge amount to do yet. And Matty Lane is going to pick up, and careless ball there. Harry Hinks has been redundant so far. I was watching Peaky Blinders. Not a bad bit of TV if you can tune in, but I swear one of the characters has got a bit of Harry Hinks. There's something going on there. So, not quite sure if you can work out who it is. So it's 0-0. Not a huge amount of inspiration. Got some aircraft flying around now. Working out how to land. Have we got the right equipment installed at the airport? Norman Wisdom International, Sir Norman Wisdom International. That has been suggested as, shall we rename Ronaldsway? Would that perhaps generate some interest, maybe some more visitors? Perhaps reflect the comedy environment that place seems to operate under. Oh, that was a close. Oh, it went in. Referee blew his whistle though. An infringement. Referee well positioned for that one, and I think Colby will be tempted to put the veteran keeper under a bit of pressure here. So Sam Wooland is teeing it up. Referee ensuring the correct distance of the wall is applied. So opportunity for Colby. I'd be having a crack on goal, but it's skied over and onto Maloo Road with a bit of ball play from a spectator there who's managed to lob the ball back over. Well done. So Radcliffe is... what's he going to do? So this has been a talking point of the season, isn't it? So we've got the keeper's not taking a kick, and we've got Radcliffe punting the ball up. Sigley not quite getting to it, and it goes straight to the possession of Colby with a back pass, which has resulted in an almost fortunate rebound, but we've got to think about these build-ups from the back in these situations. I think we've got enough space on this pitch and enough skill in the team to build it up from the back, but we seem to have lost a bit of confidence to do that. And now Edge is surging forward and the ball is put out of play. Matty Lane. So when you look at Edge, he's talking about Jordan Edge. He's certainly looking a little bit hungry today. Had a chat with him earlier on. Very complimentary about the setup here at Castletown, and also hinting that maybe Colby have replicated some of the goodness that has happened at town and regenerated the team. So we're not going to see anything of Patty, apparently, the club president. There was a double booking made. The ground and facilities were supposed to be vacant today, but the bar and fantastic facilities are being used for what is known as a baby shower. A baby shower, and I think he's pulling a few pints or maybe mixing a few cocktails. Mr. Pina Colada himself. Oh dear, that was a little bit careless there, but Chaddy's picked it up and Chaddy's put it out of play. Yep, so Patty is providing the entertainment in the bar. What he's doing. Is he going to be in his gold lame suit, cocktail shaker in hand? What can I get you, ladies? Oh. Yeah, could all sorts be going on in there. Not quite sure what a baby shower actually entails these days. I don't know, but the 50 quid. For a fiver, you can get Greg Radcliffe. Here he is, weighing up the options. Going to be floated corner of the penalty area. And vacant ball, bit of pushing. Cardi just not quite getting the lucky bounce that he wanted, but a big hoof upfield, and Radcliffe heads the ball. And Matty Lane is going to clear it down towards Eddie. Eddie's pressed by 3 players already, and the ball, I don't think it actually went out, but Colby and David Thomas. Lovely lad is David Thomas, from what I remember. Floats the ball over. So it's really on as even so far. Oh, and a bit of a errant play, and that is Seb Spears spawns a goal. Came out of nowhere. Hope we got that for you on camera. And the away side Colby are 1 up. I think we'd nearly fallen asleep there. And as usual, Castletown are going 1 down early doors. And suddenly all start moving quicker. Seem to be incensed, really. Corner for Colby. Oh, that was a close one, wasn't it? Knifed and nearly tasting glory there. Radcliffe taking a kick, and it's picked up by Edge. Sigley heading forward, trying to find Cardi. Hedson chasing the ball. But Edge is forcing some action, and it's a Colby throw. Trying to get the scoreboard into action. Nearly there. Such a pain in the butt doing this. Yep, I think that's it. Yep, I think that's it. Tried in the top corner this week, see if it makes any difference. Right, we can focus back on the pictures we want to bring to you. And there it is on your screen. The away team are 1-0 up in a lacklustre Castletown performance. Got my programme put together by Patty. 13-0 was the last game against Governors Athletic. Don't like to see results like that. No good for Manx football. And Castletown under pressure again. And Edge nearly squeezing the ball in on that near post. So Town need to win here. Otherwise, it's just one more game and it's an away fixture to the Wilds of Foxdale next week. Big thanks to Quine and Cubban for Radcliffe. Impressive header. And Castletown just finding themselves in the visitors' half a little bit more now. Woken up a bit. Local derby, of course. They don't want to come off second best on this one. It's not been a spectacular end to the season. Chaddy, big throw in, but vacant ball now. Edson just capturing possession. What's he going to do? Matty Lane finding Edson again, but that was quickly sought out by Sam Wooland, who seems to be playing well. Thompson under pressure and he's dispossessed. Sounds of another aircraft flying over. Something with a propeller. Did it take off? Did it land? I don't know. It's too foggy to make out what's happening. Just a short distance away at the airport. But as we know, on Saturday afternoons there's very little going on. So times must be altered. And Radcliffe just finding Thompson. Thompson to Shearer. Sigley under pressure. Dispossessed. Trying to fight the ball back from... And the ball goes out of play. So... Not the best viewing at the moment. Time is just after 3 o'clock, so we've probably only got about 5 minutes or so of this to suffer in this first half, and then I'll have a look at resetting the gadget box and fix a few things in me quarter of an hour. I guess looking at this, most of you might have gone to sleep by now. But there's no question about it. Colby providing good opposition here. Base, he could have walked it out, but he's gone for the punt upfield, which has been intercepted by Sigley, who's been fouled. Is the referee going to not think about the advantage for too long and blew his whistle? And who's going to come up? Radcliffe with an opportunity to float the ball over. Harry Hinks, ball going deep, and Matty Lane picks it up, and Chaddy is just finding the chest of Ollie Shearer, and the ball is cleared, and I think Kamada just going to pick that up and find Chaddy. Good little flick there, and sends the ball over for Ollie Shearer to collect and hopefully get over into the box. Nathan Cardy working, getting the ball over, and Edson in that danger area, and scores a lovely, lovely goal. So we hope you enjoyed that one. Well played, our man Eddie, and he brings the scores back to level. Absolutely tremendous play. Back in the swing of things, some good play there. Almost like the team switched the on button on, turn the dial up to maybe 3 or 4. Let's get it up to 7 or 8. I don't think 9 and 10 have been working for a few weeks. Shearer. Cardi. Oof, dear me, and what's happening there? It's the same sequence of events, and Cardi's almost felled in the same place as he was only a short time ago, and the referee is perhaps replaying what happened in his head. Is there scope for a yellow card, or is he just going to keep an eye on the treatment Cardi is receiving? Is that part of the tactics? Going hard on Cardi? Let's get him off the field, a bit of discipline issues over the season. Is that how they think? Possibly. Who's going to get in the end of this? Radcliffe hunts it down. He's going to find Harry Hinks to float the ball over, but it's just a little bit too far. But that was a good bit of play. That wasn't something that you see in the Castletown playbook, so to speak, where you've got Radcliffe and Hinks just working together, just on that attacking threshold. But I do quite like that. I like the look at that. Danny Lane has been a little bit quiet today. Just having a look. With Danny, he's excellent control, centre of balance. Oh, under a bit of pressure, and Hinks is forced to put the ball out of play. Well, my drop rate has dropped to 0, so I'm presuming the signal is a loud and a clear. Brought live to you at 30 frames per second on the YOLO box encoder. Let's put some power in it. See how that gives it a zap. Don't you just love gadgetry? It's got a mind of its own. Not far off the ref blowing for half time. Let's see if we can have the boys going in with another goal. Cardi is going to get to this first, there's no question about that, and he goes for the shot, which is a little bit hopeful. There we go. Gale, again, just a hoof up the field. None of the back four are even making a move for it. All this width. Here we go. Oh, there's 4 players up on the attack. Radcliffe's going to have to discharge this right into the car park. And we must be crawling to the end of this half, and Colby perhaps are going to have the last opportunity to make something happen for Aaron Collister, the El Bosso of Colby. And that's gone out. I thought that was a corner. Referee agrees. So the local derby, Hospital Cup, 1 apiece, just coming up to the break. So you can see around the scaffolding pole there's a corner being taken. And Edge going for the spectacular, but manages to keep the ball going, and opportunities present themselves for Colby, and that's a good effort, that, and Chaddy putting the ball upfield. And again, Cardy is foul, but Danny Lane finding Cardy, pushing through and putting maximum effort. Into this attacking play. So it's a corner for Castletown. The referee is studying the watch. He's having a word with Greg Radcliffe there, just on the edge of the camera. Who's going to take the corner? This is going to be the last play of the half, no doubt about it. It's in the Colby defensive zone. Hooked away. Ball under... there we go. I was going to say the ball under control, but it wasn't. And Castletown's destiny in the cup is not quite under their control. We want the result to go our way. Defining game, this one, with it's a chance of a draw in the next round against, could be anyone, but it's a big cup. And Castletown, with all the hope and expectation, absolutely deserve something this season. Just been a little bit unlucky. A lot of experience learned this year. And I do think at some point, with this energy, with this team and this backup and support, there are good things to happen, but let's get the basics right. Let's not be too presumptuous in these games when we have the visitors coming along, Colby, and they've had a few dustings over the years. Colby team was on the precipice like Castletown, but a bit of energy and they're back. They're back in the swing of things. So I might just see if I can grab a cuppa. I think the transmission is in good shape now, so we'll just have a break for a few minutes. We'll catch you later. we're back. It's the second half. No doubt about it. Gary Sansbury will have been reading the riot act to these players. Just reminding them that it's the last game of the season for any glory, because next week it's just a trip up in the wagon to the land of the battling banjos with Foxdale. Radcliffe don't get caught here, but he's found Ollie Edge. So immediately Colby are putting the town under a bit of pressure. What has Aaron Collister, the team manager, said at half time? Is it a battle of tactics now? Collister will know the Castletown team's ways, no question about that, with his history. Can he manufacture, can he fabricate a footballing bit of genius? So certainly the pace has picked up and the referee calls a foul. So this is it, isn't it? It really is about tactics. I think this is going to be one of the games where making the right choices, perhaps mixing the play up a little bit. Certainly Castletown, when you look at this team, you know, up front, you've got Matty Lane, you've got Nathan Cardy, you've got Edson. If you put that in a pot of skill, it would completely drown the thimbleful of talent that you'd think would be associated with Colby. But they seem to be resilient, a bit more fight, stronger. And they're holding the home team. Radcliffe punts it up. Is the keeper under a bit of pressure, and he punches it out for a corner. Apologies for the camera work, that was a bit casual. Glad that didn't go in. Imagine that, missing the goal. I think we've only done that once or twice. So Ollie Shearer, he's the designated corner taker. Places the ball. Who's going to be running in? Floats it over. Sigley just not quite getting it. I do like Charlie Sigley. Just think he needs to just sharpen up a little bit. Things like that heading. Let's make a special case for just training him up in that role of being that centre forward. Looks the part, a lot of presence. Oh, and Edge. Very bold move there to just get through, and he nearly did. So, kick upfield from half centenarian Paul Kimard. That's a tackle from Sigley, and he's allowing Matty Lane to almost link up with his relative, but the ball is out for a throw-in, and let's have a look around the pitch. So we've got massive space on this side. Nathan Cardy is looking to close down any options for the Matt Hawker, who's taking the throw. And David Thomas gets a foot in, and a lot of congestion in that area, and somehow Colby have got it through and they've got a goal. And I tell you what, that was a great play there. That was absolutely stunning bit of play there. Not quite sure who got that. Was it Seb Spears again, or was it? Not quite sure who nicked that. So, Castletown outdone there. It was David Thomas, I think, who just flicked that ball forward. And pace picks up again. Edge is on that side. Good bit of footwork. Just loses his place, though. Chadwick put him under pressure and puts it out for a throw. So was it Carl Hickey who got that? I'll have to replay the tape. Apologies there. It's a bit slack of me not keeping on top of who did what. But what did happen, the visitors have gone 2-1 up and they're putting Town under pressure again, and Hinks is having to force a corner. And Castletown are just left scratching their heads looking up front. We've got Edson, Matty Lane and Nathan Cardy just almost static, hands on hips kind of thing, and wondering, is this really the end of the season? So there we go, and that was a good effort from Edge. He's quite agile, moving around the pitch. He's got a good touch. He could produce something that's going to catch Castletown out. Now, here we go. So we've got Greg Radcliffe. And what's his options? None of the players are going properly wide, and it's booted up the middle, and Ollie Edge collects it, and Colby are finding space and putting the Reds under pressure. So Radcliffe weighing up the options, looking around. Sigley will be looking at making a run in on the keeper, and Edge just manages to head the ball away, and advantage back to Colby for a short while. It's Shearer is going to take the throw. So let's see, what options do we have here? What are we looking for? Sigley not quite jumping high enough. And the ball is in the danger zone, and Radcliffe is just going to... Keeper could have just got that under control and I think kept it in possession really for Town, but so Colby looking quite bubbly, confident. Lane heading away. That was nicely teed up there. Ollie Edge certainly having more shots on goal. Our three-man hit squad haven't really been performing. Kniveton getting the ball away. Cardy trying to release Edson. Chatty not quite getting to it, and the ball is put out by Kniveton there. And a bit of excitement for the town, but Edson just having a bit of freedom to exercise his skills, but I don't know, how tight is this defence? Are they perhaps reading the game too well to keep the Castletown front line at bay? Danny Lane. I think Danny will be getting frustrated now and he'll try something himself, but the ball just not performing. And that is a bit of sloppiness there. Thompson getting in. Sigley finding Cardi. Very precise passing there. So it's a throw. Now, are we going to get Chaddy up for this? Yeah, we are. So he's making his way across the field. Danny Lane, who can jump as high as anyone, I think. So ball getting recovered from the area around the bottle bank. Overflowing with empties of Blossom Hill, the Co-op's favourite plonk. So we're going to get the big throw. Here he comes. Chaddy is going to collect that. Certainly this Colby team are looking a bit organised at the back, and Sigley's dispossessed, and now, oh, Edson, bit of good fortune there, and quick kick from Colby, and Radcliffe is Shearer taking the throw. Sigley heads on, gets up to it. Referee calls an infringement. He's well placed. One thing I've been looking at, been filming for over a year now, is the referees getting hassled, and I don't think there's any need for it. I'd love to see more power given to the officials. They don't have to get some stick. Radcliffe hoiking it round. And I'm really starting to think that Greg, great player that he is, this decision to perhaps have him involved in most dead ball situations where a long, an ambitious kick is required, isn't quite paying off, and I think we've got to start playing the shorter ball, the shorter game, because we've got one of the youngest sides in the league. I'm sure average age we are younger than this Colby outfit, and we certainly look fitter and are more skillful, but we don't seem to be playing a game that really fulfills the potential of the side, and I think it's fair to say that we need to be playing it wider. This Route 1 game, we're much better than that. Knifeton almost given a free go. And I imagine there's some frustration on the bench, so here we go. Let's see what we got. So we've got Radcliffe is looking for options, and then we look at this centre of the field, fairly congested, but there's really no one coming short for it. So we've only got 9 players up front, and the ball is met by a Colby head, and they're on the attack within seconds of being in possession on a dead ball situation. So we should be looking at rolling it out here to Ollie Shearer, but we're just going to go for that hopeful punt, and there it is. High, and it's met by a Colby player. So Shearer. Good play from Sigley, but it's just a little bit too heavy with the touch. So Castletown, you've really got to consider what's in the game plan. I think we've got to stop this. I don't know, is it like a panic where the route 1 option is taken? Oh, and Shearer's played well. He's a brave lad. But here we go. What's going to happen here? We've got another. Edson now has got control, and he's just had a little go. He's annoyed with himself. His game just, he hasn't been occupied, has he? And I think when half the time the ball is in the air trying to find a player, and it seems to be met by a white shirt, I'm afraid Edson isn't going to get utilised, is he? He's not going to be even in the frame. So Shearer finding Sigley. Good play. Oh, nearly. Gale sends it over the stand. So good play from Shearer and Sigley. I'm liking that. You see, I'm seeing Charlie Sigley has been repositioned as almost a midfield player and not getting to the ball, and Edson might just chase this down, but it's going to go out of play. Eddie will be getting frustrated. It's 2-1. And Hawker, he's had a good game so far, I think. He's finding Hickey, who's, oops, just clipped. I think it's Aaron Field who's come on there. Is that right? Yep, looks like it. So again, it's Greg. Big boot into the area. A bit of speculation. Whereas he could have just passed it out wide to Harry Hinks. He's got the throw now. Finding Cardy. That's a good bit of play with Matty Lane, but frustration there from Shearer, but there seems to be a bit more activity on this right flank. Martin Vingus Brown. MVB. That's him. Hefty throw. Chaddy finding Edson in acres of space. So the Colby side in depth in defence. Certainly. Oh, and the referee has spotted a penalty. Infringement. And that was Danny Lane who was felled. And Nathan Cardy is picked the ball up. And so I think Nathan is the appointed penalty kick taker. So a chance to restore the game. And nicely punted in. I'm not quite sure what strength of penalty that was. I think on occasions that might not have been given, but we'll have a look on the tape afterwards. But Matty Lane, I can just sense it from here, the frustration. He's not had that opportunity, that opening, but it's 2-2. It's the Hospital Cup. Castletown have some life injected into the game, and so the bit of vocal support for the referee as he's called out Colby on a bit of a handball infringement. So typical Castletown, bit of energy. Field pops it over. More calls for a penalty there, but Hinks manages to put the ball away, but Colby now pressing forward with some good one-touch football, but Chadwick has not quite rescued the situation, and Shearer's under pressure, and Kamada picks it up, and that's the play. Let's try and play it up there. You've got plenty of space now, Ollie. Didn't even have to rush that, but Field is picking the ball up, fresh pair of legs, and he's not quite made it through, but that was good from Ollie Shearer. Just could have brought it a little bit higher up the field. I think that's what we've got to aim for. Let's make our passes precise. Our cross is crucial. Oops. Oh, that was a good effort. That was good play from Colby. They are a threat. There's no question about that. They've had the better portion of this game. So here we go. Chapter 25 of unimaginative free kicks. What we're going to do? I know. Let's just blast it and see if it hits anyone with the red shirt. And it does. It's Sigley. Now he's got Ollie Shearer to find Cardi, who's got space. Cardi should have the skill to get this over. Finding Lane. Lane is almost through. So that's more like it. Danny Lane. Okay. Castletown looking like they're got a bit more urgency now, a bit like we know how they can play. And Shearer, he's got time. Finding Lane. Nearly. It's coming together. Shearer is proving a big part in this resurgence. No question about that. Taking the throws, finding Sigley. So certainly the action is on this right side of the pitch, and Cardi is a key component. Danny Lane. Oh, nearly finding some hope up there on the front line. This is bit of a rush throw, but Edson picks it up. Colby just passing it around now, and there's quite a lot of space appearing. Seem to be picking out those white shirts. Sigley's pressing forward. Finding Lane. Oh, nearly got him through, but maybe Sigley could just get that, and that... I'm not entirely convinced that was a bad foul. I think Sigley is just tiring a little bit now. A couple of sprints there. I can see Rob Tier maybe is on the bench. He would be an excellent option for bringing on if his injury is tidied up. Has cured itself. Edson looking for a quick throw. Apologies for the shocking camera work at times today. Cardi not quite getting the better of Vignes Brown. Sounds like a character off Game of Thrones. Here we go, Edson. Edson floating it over, and absolute golden opportunity for Sigley there. Knocking on the door, Mr. Hinks tells me. I think it'd be handy to have a substitution here. I don't think Rob Tier is playing, is he? I was looking a bit too casual, so I'm not quite sure who we've got as an option on the bench. So it's just coming up to 4 o'clock. I'll tell you what, I don't want any extra time here. That could seriously interfere with my plans later. Edson wanting to close this game out. As I am, as I might have to switch off the transmission if we're going to extra time. If anyone's interested, I've used 2 gig of data on this transmission. So substitution for Colby. We've got number 9, that's Carl Hickey, who I'm sure scored one of the goals. And coming on. Who have we got? Could it be Theo? Ollie Shearer. Finding Cardi. Ball headed back by Knifton, who's had a steady performance on the centre-back position. Here's Shearer. You bring the ball forward. No, he's just rushed it again, and this is where we need a bit of communication with his colleagues in the team, just to say that you've got a bit of time. You don't have to discharge the ball too early. It's obvious. So it's just gone 4 o'clock. Opportunity now. Cardi pushing forward, and it's gone out for a corner. Or maybe not. Nope. Again, you know, we might have 5 Reds at the back, but even with 1 or 2 strikers up front, the Colby side are looking a little bit dangerous. So, Edge just getting the ball, manages to, he's going to have a go, isn't he? And that was a close effort. Jordan Edge. Capable of anything. Okay, so here we go. We've got Greg Radcliffe. What options has he got? Let's see what the outcome is going to be. Rig 1. And Sigley not quite getting up to it. Good play from Sigley. Ball running into space, but no one is there to pick it up. I think it's time. I think it's time for a bit of magic from someone like Matty Lane or Edson. Field just puts it out, and yep, number 11, Theo. I think it could be a Greek name. I'm not sure. It's got that kind of ring to it. Kiraju? I don't know. So game just starting to flatline a minute. Radcliffe. Let's see if the outcome remains the same. We just tried something different there, and Radcliffe, yeah, finding field, but I don't think that's been practiced too much on the training ground. And Edson claiming that he was done, and the throw-in goes to Colby. Here we go. Shearer's got to get to that ball first. Good play from Shearer. Managed to unravel things there. And Cardi not quite connecting with his front line. Kamada punting the ball up, and possession falls to Matty Lane, who's forced a corner. So let me see. We're going to see Radcliffe go up. He can pick the ball out as it's gliding in. Yeah, I think he's heading up there with Hinks. So's Shearer, and the ball floated over, and Shearer's dispossessed. And the keeper's going to be able to, not quite get it, but it's come off the Colby player. He of the Greek name that I cannot pronounce, I think. So Chadwick with a bit of space, looking for options. It's a good ball through to Lane, and he's going to collect this. Lane is going to have a shot, and it's a good save from, and that is a penalty. No way. No way. Oh, dear me, referee. I think Cardi was victim of maybe a reverse of the decision earlier on. And referee is now going to be scratching his head thinking, what do I do now? As Hawker is rolling around in pain. Well, if this goes to extra time, I think I might have to go. I've got a driving job and I'm collected in Ramsey. In the not too distant future. So that would be major apologies if that happened. Dear me. Let's hope if we can get our red men forward to put the neighbours to the sword. Radcliffe, powerful header, finding Edson. Matty Lane, pressing forward. Edson has the ball and he's going to have a shot on goal, but it's not quite made it. Shearer is picking the ball up. Pressure on from Castletown now. Oh, Edson goes over the bar. And Jim Gale makes 2 saves, which are keeping Castletown from coasting through to the next round. It's corner, so it's opportunity knocks. And Radcliffe nearly gets to it. He knew it as well. So Chadwick looking to hurl that ball into the danger area. The crowd knows it. Everyone knows it. This ball is flying straight to the head of a Colby defender, and Thompson picking the ball up, freeing up Radcliffe. He's going to take that ball forward, and he's tussling with Jordan Edge, who's looking a little bit excited. Nathan Cardy taking it to the byline, getting the ball over, not finding a red shirt. Not being lucky today with Edson featuring. Referee's studying his watch. Only a few minutes to go maybe. Tentatively brings a whistle to his mouth. Please, we want a late goal from Castletown. Otherwise, I'm going to have to go off in the bus. I think I'm trapped in as well. That's going to be fun. Imagine that, the worst ever football broadcast. Let's see what can happen, but nothing there. Field. Oof. So Castletown claiming the throw. Can we just go straight to penalties? Here's Edson. Bringing the ball forward, and that's a foul. That is a foul from Kniveton. Kniveton knows it. Right then, last throw of the dice. Certainly if you're watching, because I'm going to be switching off and heading off up north. Give us a goal, will you? Going out for a throw, and it's going to be a Chadwick throw-in. Oh, didn't go for the long throw. Oh, that's a bad call there. Castletown, maybe Shearer can get it over, and Radcliffe. And what's confused? So the goal was disallowed. The ball was in the net, and this is going to be fun. Oh dear me. Dark times. Let's see what Kamada can do. He's looking for Edson. He's not going to be on the end of that. Ball is put out of play. Looks like Colby doing everything they can to run down the clock. It's 2-2. And we need a goal because I'm going to be leaving you regardless. Big throw in. Is the ball going to get floated over? Sigley's looking for it. Thompson is pressed by 3 Colby shirts. All right, that's 2-2. I'm going to have to make a phone call. Oh yeah. Yeah, what are you up to in the next hour? You got any jobs? Have you got the 16-seater? Oh right, okay. Not to worry. I'm filming a football match and it's gone into extra time. I'll have to go and do the job because I need to be in the golf club at 5. Yeah, not to worry. If you had the 16-seater at Peel, it'd be easy, wouldn't it? You just whiz up there. Yeah, yeah. Okay, not to worry. Right, I'll have to wrap up the transmission here. We did try. Okay. All right, I'll see you 6:45 at that other job. Yeah, she confirmed that anyway, didn't she? So there we go. Yeah, yeah. Okay. All right. I'll see you later. Cheers then. Ta-ra. Bye. Bye. might have heard that. I did try, but I'm going to have to switch off and get some pennies in the piggy bank. So thanks for watching. Apologies for the I don't know, the way this has ended up. I didn't expect extra time, and it's time to head off. So no doubt the result will get through to you somehow, but it's game over for me. So thanks for tuning in, and good luck to the town.